Hare Krishna. Those who anger us conquer us. Life is often perplexing and frustrating, and all the more so when people behave in unreasonable ways. When things go wrong by the higher power of nature, which we know is beyond our control, we often just wring our hands and accept it because there's nothing we can do. But when people do something wrong, something foolish by which things become a mess, at that time we tend to become angry. And actually, anger is a natural reaction. It can express concern. Because we are responsible. When things are going wrong, we feel angry. But anger as an emotion is understandable. But anger as a verbalization or action usually aggravates situations. Those who anger us, they conquer us. How? Because sometimes some people may deliberately want to provoke us, and by provoking us they want to make us to become angry, and by being angry we may behave in irrational ways. So for example, in sports, in cricket, there is this whole uh, ignoble tradition of sledging, where sometimes the closing fielders around a batsman, they sledge the batsman. They speak something offensive about the batsman, about the batsman's family, about the batsman's ancestry or whatever, and that way they try to provoke the batsman. Now if the batsman gets provoked, then the batsman may just say, I want to show you, and the batsman may go for a rash shot and he'll get out. So the batsman could have batted very well, but because the batsman got angry, lost his cool, and they lost a wicket also. So the fielders who anger the batsman, they conquer the batsman. And sledging is a strategy which is commonly used by some teams, and the batsman who is batting amidst the fielders, often the batsman has to develop a thick skin so that doesn't get angry in a way that makes one do rash things. In the Bhagavad-gita, Krishna talks about the godly and the ungodly natures, and in 16.4 he states, Dambho darpo bhimanascha krodha parushyameva cha ajnanam cha abhijatasya partha sampadamasurim. So he says that which is the demoniac nature. What is it characterized by? He says pertinent to there are many things. Dambho darpo abhimanascha, there's arrogance, pride, conceit is there. But krodha parushyameva cha. So krodha is anger, and parushya is harsh speech, harshness. So now sometimes when people may speak or do things which are unreasonable, they may provoke us. So their harsh speech is a manifestation of their ungodly side, that they are exhibiting parushya. But if in response we exhibit krodha, we become angry, then what is happening? They are acting at an ungodly level and they drag us down to that same level. And we also act in a short-sighted way. So this doesn't mean that anybody can do anything and we just have to passively accept it. It means that we don't let their behavior determine our actions. Their behavior may provoke us, and that provocation is something which we have to calmly consider. We have to keep our cool. Sometimes keeping our cool may require just moving away from the situation for a few moments, or at least mentally distancing ourselves from that situation, calming ourselves down, and then coming back and evaluating, okay, what can I do in this situation? Yes, if this person has done something like this, it has to be corrected. But what is the way to correct it? So, going back to the cricket example, some batsmen may decide to channel one's anger in batting very determinedly. Or so similarly in our day-to-day interactions, we may decide that, yes, this person has provoked me, then I will do this much more competently. And that way my actions will be my positive actions, my successful actions may be the best response, the strongest response to the situation. In the Mahabharata, of which the Gita is a part, Duryodhana especially and his brother like Dushasan, they all exhibited parushya, they exhibited anger by trying to provoke the Pandavas, especially provoke Bhima. And what did Bhima do? Bhima was furious. But still, he was ready to submit himself, as was Arjuna. They waited till the whole period of exile got over. They tried for peace on the most accommodating terms with the with the Kauravas, and then when that did happen, they fought a war. So it is not that being godly means that one should not take assertive action, but assertive action should be taken after consideration of dharma. And we need, for resisting the force of anger, we need connection with a higher power. So the Pandavas were devoted to Krishna, and by the power of their devotion, they were able to conquer anger rather than being conquered by anger. And thus they were eventually also able to conquer those who were trying to make them angry rather than becoming conquered by them. Thank you. Hare Krishna.